The criminal due process, as exemplified by Jim Duguid's case. Upon hearing gunshots coming from the apartment above, concerned neighbors called the police and gave a license plate number of a car they saw speeding away. On his way to work, Jim Duguid, driving a car matching the getaway car, was pulled over and placed under arrest, which is the point at which an individual is deprived of his or her liberty for the purpose of crime prevention or investigation. Upon arrival at the police station, Jim underwent booking, where his photo, fingerprints, and additional personal information were collected. At Jim's preliminary hearing, information was presented to determine if there was enough evidence to require a trial. Found in Melissa Sparkle's apartment was a gun registered under Jim Duguid's name. Also, it was uncovered that Jim was involved in an affair with the deceased, which his wife Ann Duguid stated she was not aware of. After Jim's preliminary hearing, he goes through arraignment, or a formal reading of the charges against a person. Jim was charged with breaking and entering and the first-degree murder of Melissa Sparkles. Knowing the charges against him, Jim is offered a plea bargain, or an arrangement between a prosecutor and defendant, where the defendant pleads guilty to receive a lesser charge. Thinking he has the potential to win the case, Jim pleads not guilty. After denying his pre-trial negotiations, Jim goes to his trial, or a formal examination of evidence before a judge and jury, in order to decide guilt in a case of criminal or civil proceedings. During Jim's trial, evidence was presented and witnesses were called as the jury listened intently. Once the jury deliberated, they came up with a verdict, a decision on a disputed issue in a civil or criminal case. Jim was declared guilty. Since Jim and his lawyers still believed in his innocence, they decided to appeal the case, or apply to a higher court for a reversal of the decision of a lower court. In the appellate court, through further investigation, it was determined that Jim's wife, Ann, borrowed his gun and car after discovering Jim's relationship with Melissa. The decision of the lower court was repealed, and Ann was convicted of the murder, and Jim was set free. The end.